Well, Ronnie certainly was positive with that one. Not the easiest shot, just to roll it in as he did. But really played this well.
Now, if you got any shakes in your arms with nerves, it would have shown up in that shot. A lot more difficult than it looked, that red.
8. 9.
And this is what you want in the first frame, to get in around the black, get your cue arm going. And he looks to be timing the ball beautifully already.
16.
2 reds, 2 blacks already, John. That would be a return, wouldn't it?
17.
It couldn't happen, surely. But you never know with this young man. But as you say, so far, getting the cue through nice. Important visit, this. And that's inch perfect.
24. 25.
'Just didn't get the run through there as he would have liked, so I don't think he can play for the black off the next red. He'll have to go up for the blue, I think, this red to the right middle.
33.
Played it nicely and just about got the right angle on the blue.
38. 39.
'Again, not quite got a nice angle on the black, so I have to put this with a lot of right hand side and screw back. Didn't hit that very well.
46.
They have to go up for the blue here.
47.
'Intimated it might be a sign of nerves, but no sign of them so far. Cueing beautifully and just making it look
53.
So easy. Poor safety shot, funnily enough, that created this opportunity.
59.
Left Marcus Campbell a chance, which he played a little bit hesitantly.
60.
But there's been nothing hesitant about this visit from Ronnie.
'67.
So there you see it, 67 ahead, 75 remaining. That equates to 1 red needed. We would like to have been on it better than this, but just the red to go 68 ahead with 67 remaining. Well played, very well played indeed. Well, Stephen, he's like he's never been away.
74. 75.
No, he's been practicing hard for the last 7 or 8 weeks since he announced he was defending his title. And it shows. He looks very sharp.
82.
damage done already, and Marcus Campbell stays in his seat. The rocket's back, and he takes the first frame in style.
Still should get it, but it's not a formality. I think, as I said, stun for the pink into the right centre.
Marcus Campbell, 12.
Well, he tried to pot the red in the corner. Thought it would pass the other red. He didn't play the plant, because you couldn't have played it from that side. You just wonder whether that mistake is an aftermath of the few frames that have gone before.
One.
Yeah, the frustration's building, isn't it? Just, it's building up. The frames he's thrown away. He's been in first every frame since the first frame. Since the third frame, I should say. Ronnie's had a lead in the second frame.
Seven. 8.
He thought that red would go. Well, maybe it would have done if it got right into the jaw, but didn't get right into the jaw, did he?
That was a good shot to avoid the cannon on the pink and the brown.
13.
Just a little grimace. He's come a bit straight. He's just got to be careful he doesn't screwing off into the right middle.
40.
It was close enough. He'd love to get the black into a potable position, but that's not the case. I don't know whether the pink will go on its spot now and help him at this end of the table. Well, it does, but
20.
good shot needed now to pot this red and get a position on either pink or blue.
21.
Well, that was nicely played. Made it look easy, but believe me, it was anything but.
$27.
Unwanted kiss on that red. It's just throwing him out of
28.
position slightly. Makes the ping a little bit more difficult and not guaranteed to be good on the next red. Good pot nevertheless.
$34.
But needs another one.
35.
He's certainly cueing the ball beautifully, isn't he? I mean, you know, I can criticise some of his safety catching the ball colour, but when he's been in, he's cued it beautifully.
Yeah, I think one of the key shots in this break when he played the pink from the brown spot. A lot of professionals would have played the easy blue. He played the more difficult pink, got it back on its spot, and that's what's
38.
created this chance.
39.
I think the only things he seems to be having trouble with is distance. He's not judging his side shots that well. His safety's not been brilliant, but in the balls he's looked as good as ever.
Yeah, some of the clearances, I mean, I know Marcus will be
41.
thinking that the frames he should have won, but Ronnie's made some beautiful clearances
42.
and made them look so easy.
Yeah, he was telling me he's just had a new tip put on this week and he's not 100% happy with it, which can be the reason why he's not, playing the long distance with side shots that well. in the balls, that doesn't really affect it much.
48.
Doesn't look like particularly like a new tip, but of course a lot of the players sort of cut them down so they're ready to play rather than having them on brand new. Well, it's a brand new tip, but they just cut them down so they're not as spongy and you get more feel off the ferrule. There you see, just this red.
56.
And colour and one more red. It's going to be 5-1. Well, I don't think he was too bothered about that kiss on the red, but it's worked out perfect as it turns out. Just this red needed.
62. Now a good chance to make his first century
69.
of this World Championship.
70. $77. 78.
Looks odds on now.
Yeah, might have been a little bit straighter on this black, but oh well. Thank
85.
goodness for gravity. But not so in that case. Well, no century, but I don't think Ronnie will be too disappointed. He just marches on, and he's reached that 5 frame that you were mentioning, Stephen, so he can. Well, another long pot missed, and that could be costly because he's left Ronnie with a nice easy starter. He's just having a look to see if he could play for the black and bring the black into play. Certainly got the pink in the middle of the table. Not happy.
One.
Ronnie purposely played for the black there, tried to clear it. Now is it available into both corner pockets? It's certainly available into the left corner. Not certain about the right corner, but the balls are nicely situated. This is a type of opportunity you'd expect him to make the most of.
9.
And even though he's been out for a long time, competitive-wise, he certainly looked to be scoring well enough when he's had the opportunity.
Yeah, this is where he has looked impressive today in the balls.
$15.
Yes, this red to the right corner. He may have to just put a little trace aside on the cue ball just to throw it over, but it looks like he can get through to it. And he could.
16.
And I think the red to the right of the black will pass the black into the same pocket as the black, shouldn't it? Oh no, maybe it doesn't, so that's why he's playing the pink.
$22. 23.
He's overscrewed that. He'll be disappointed with that. That was a straightforward positional shot and he's overdone it slightly. A little bit more work to do now. Well, that could not. If he'd have picked it up and put it with his hand,
29.
he could not have put it in a better place than that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a clever shot that he played for a choice of 2 reds. See where this cue ball ends up. He's either got the red to the left corner or the red he ended up on, which, as you say, was the perfect red to land on because it clears the black.
$37. $38.
Having to go up for the blue that time, but he's played it nicely. Perfect on the blue. Just one good positional shot, you feel, that's all that's needed now. And that wasn't going to be a problem.
43.
That's careless. That's careless. Not on the pink, so that's 2 positional shots now. He's played on the pink and he's just a bit loose with them. This blue is missable. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Right in the heart of the pocket and cued it like a dream.
49. 50. $56.
So just this red and a colour needed.
57.
Because now that red's disappeared, there's only 59 points remaining.
$63. 64.
Well, he's threatened to make century breaks in quite a few frames. He had an 82 in the first frame, which looked for all the world it was going to be a century.
71.
And an 85 in the sixth.
72.
Can he make that ton here? But that is the one thing, that is the bottom line of this game at this level. When you get
79.
your opportunities, you've got to score. And
80.
Ronnie's certainly proving that today, that given the opportunities, he will score. Okay, we can question his safety play has not been absolutely spot on, but that can improve.
86.
Well,
86.
still no century, but another frame on the scoreboard, which will please him more than the century break. And he now leads by 6 frames to 2. There's just one more frame to play in this session.
Anybody that beat Stephen Hendry, whether Stephen Hendry played well or not, to beat him 9-0, that was an unbelievable performance. So that's the kind of player he can be.
Well, that's
Marcus Campbell. 8.
poor effort there from Marcus. No wonder he's scratching his head there. It looked a bit tight. I think he was concentrating on the cannon onto the red to leave himself on the black and took his eye off the pot, which it's amazing the number of times that can happen.
One.
Well, that was close. Any more pace, that wouldn't have dropped in. There's plenty of loose reds, but the fact he's finished short on the black, he may go into the pack and bring a few more into play. He didn't really want to be doing that, but I think he might have to now. There's one into the middle pocket, and the reds are perfectly placed now. And
8.
well, if he wins this frame, he wouldn't give Marcus any chance.
Stephen Hendry, of course, developed the shot from blue into the pack to keep the white in open play, but I think Ronnie was one of the first players I've seen do it off the black, where all of a sudden he plays it in such a way when he hits the pack,
9.
the white stops. He's excellent at that shot.
Well, we did mention at the start that in amongst the balls in the first session, he looked terrific. It breaks
14.
of 82, 62, 71, 85, 86 and a 58 in the last frame of the morning session.
15.
And you'd have to do something careless, you would feel here, the way the balls are situated, to run out of position.
Another beautiful positional shot from Ronnie there, taking the cue ball around the back of the red with a lot of side.
Cue extension.
Well, the red he missed in the middle. Let's have a look. Well, there wasn't much room past that red. As I say, he was concentrating on the cannon, but that was very tight.
I agree with you, Denny was concentrating on the cannon, wasn't he? Because he'd actually, even if he hadn't to kiss the red, I think the red was going high.
21.
Lovely guy, Marcus, as well, on and off the table. Likes to laugh and a giggle, but of course it's his serious face on this evening. And whatever happens in this match, he'll reflect on that first session where he knows he perhaps should have been a lot closer.
Yes, I think if Ronnie was going to be vulnerable after a year off, it was going to be in the early
28.
frames. I did a little bit with Jimmy White on 5 Live this morning, and that's what we said. The first 4 frames were going to be so important. And he started with the
29.
break of 82, and then he had 2 terrific clearances. Marcus should have won the frames, but Ronnie cleared up twice, which was superb. So he's out there playing as if he'd
34.
never been away.
35.
I was chatting to John Higgins in the players' room, Willie, and he was saying, you know, he didn't feel that Ronnie would have any problem.
37.
It's not like a boxer that's out for 12 months and you come back again, or a footballer
38.
where you haven't played for 12 months in the main arena. He's had plenty of practice time, and with his experience, he was always going to play fairly well.
He's been active on the
43.
exhibition circuit in the last 2 or 3 months, Dennis, hasn't he? He's played in, I think, a couple of the exhibition matches with yourself and Jimmy and that, so that's good practice
44.
in itself.
Yeah, we played one over at Goff's where they used to do the Irish Masters. Ronnie played Steve Davis, and he did look very edgy the first couple of frames. You know, there's nearly 1,000 people there, but then he settled down and played really well. Just having to wait while Jan Verhaas gets the pink as near to its own spot as possible in a direct line behind the pink spot without touching that red. Steady as a rock, Jan, as ever. Doing his 5th final this year,
Yeah,
Willie.
he's catching up with Stephen Hendry, isn't he? He only won 7. Yanni's one of our better referees, though, without any shadow of doubt. Ronnie took a little bit of time to check that when the pink did go near its own spot, whether the pink would pot. Obviously, that tells us it doesn't.
51.
I presume the red just above the pink will pot, so this is obviously a now fabulous chance to win this opening frame.
56. '57.
Quick glance at the scoreboard just to see how many he needs to secure the frame. There's the difference, 47.
59.
So just this red.
60.
Well, if he takes the yellow, he's going to need another red, and he's got to take the yellow. but no problem getting onto the red that will take him over the line in this opening
62.
frame of this session.
63.
Yes, in the first frame today, his first frame in competitive play, having been out for 9 months, he looked like making a century. Broke down on 82.
71.
Did make a higher break of 86 a little later. Could this be his first century of the match? Another excellent positional shot.
78.
Well, believe it or not, he's
79.
made 682 centuries in his career. It's quite incredible. Still 100 and odd centuries behind the great Stephen Hendry, but he's just a
82.
he's just a potting machine.
84.
It's so good to watch. I mean,
87. 91.
we've had 4 centuries so far. Ricky
96.
Walden leading the way with a magnificent break of 140. All the way around the houses to try and get onto the black.
102.
Doesn't matter about the black.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
What a start to
102.
this evening session. You can't do any better than that. He's got one chance, and what did he do? He made a century break. Very relaxed.
One.
And once again, a good opener. It's a long pot, I suppose, but it's when there's distance between the cue ball and the object ball. That's the one that he's been missing, but that's the only thing that's been wrong with this performance. His breakbuilder has been top class.
Great positional shot there, purposely playing for the red that's obscuring the black to the right hand corner. Now it's free in that pocket.
7.
To the next shot it'll be free in both pockets.
$14.
Oh,
15.
he nearly missed that. It was awkward. He was at full stretch there and bridging over a ball. Almost missed it.
The pockets do look generous, Dennis, to be honest, this year.
22.
I was waiting for you to say that.
We've seen a couple today go off that far, Joe.
23.
Just look how wide this is. I mean, that is really wide. As Dennis mentioned, any sort of strength on that, it wouldn't have gone in. There's another one of those shots where Ronnie just plays into it at the edge of the pack
30.
and just stops the white dead. If he knocks this red and gets on the blue, it's another chance to win a frame at one visit.
31.
Now, what's his pot success rate at the moment? 94%. That's starting to motor some. And he doesn't hang about. Well, there's the average shot time, 16 seconds. There was another question they asked us on 5 Live this morning. Who was the quickest break builder? Was it Alex Higgins, Jimmy White or Ronnie? And I said, well, go back to 1997. I commentated on Ronnie when he made a maximum break in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. I think that's the answer. And Jimmy
35.
said that Ronnie was much quicker than himself or Alex. Alex was very quick around the table, but he didn't strike the ball quickly. He took his time on the shot.
Never misses a trick, Ronnie. Even though those two reds are available in the middle, he
One.
purposely played the cannon into them at pace just to push them a little bit more into open play.
42.
See, these two reds are available in the middle. Look, there they are, both available. Just to make things better and easier, he just pushes them out the way. And left him perfect on the other red. And there's another example of the break-beating prowess of O'Sullivan. Excellent little cannon there.
49.
Just finished a little awkward again.
Shot. 50.
Made that look easy. Well, there's absolutely nothing Marcus Campbell can do about this.
$57.
Well, already
58.
almost past the winning line in this frame. He's come up a little bit short, has he?
65.
Not on the one he played for. This is a little bit more difficult. But no
66.
problem. No problem at all. This might be back-to-back centuries.
$69.
Just thinking, Willie, how many cannons has he played in this break? Little nudges and little
76.
stuns onto other balls.
Play that cannon as well as he would like, but he still has a choice of two reds.
77.
I'll tell you what, watch out. There's a rocket about. In this sort of form, he's going to be the man to beat. I know he played down the fact that
82.
the bookmakers had him second favourite, but this sort of form,
82.
he might be installed as a favourite, Willie, you would have to say.
Well, he'll certainly be favourite tomorrow morning, because of course he'll be the only player that's into the next round, and as you rightly say, the way he's playing at the moment, he's going to be hard to beat, but of course he's not been pushed in this match so far.
90.
Oh, what a shame. No century. He started with a 102. He finished that with a break of 90. Marcus Campbell now is really in, well, he can't be any more trouble, can he? He's 9-2 behind.
With this red, just having a look to see where the black will go. It'll go directly behind that red that's on the black spot, in line with the top cushion. And the fact that the red is to the left of that black spot, it means that when the black goes behind this red, the red will still pot. And that's what he was just going in to check. We'll see referee Jan Verhaas. He has to put it directly in line with its own spot. Of course, in line with the top cushion. And I'm sure that red will pot into the bottom left-hand corner pocket, and that's what Ronnie was just coming around to check now. The black won't pot, but the red should do. That's Ronnie just having a look up the line just to make sure that it's in line with both pink spot and blue spot.
9.
Yes, it wasn't the best positional shot. Not the blue, but to be straight on the blue was a bit of a strange one. A bit more work to do with the cue ball now.
15.
appearing to be straightforward to Ronnie at the moment. Doesn't have that much practice with the rest, of course, with being a very, very good left-handed player. Good recovery. Just sees an angle on the next blue now if he's just past the
18.
the blue on the left hand side, and of course he'll be able to come down for that red that Ken was talking about. He's on it now, so I wonder whether he'll play it this time. Perhaps will.
Yeah, if you can get the cue ball somewhere around that position and that circle I've just put in. Not quite sure where he'll do it from this shot. Yes, there you go. First chance available. Always attacking
24.
black and around the black spot, trying to free it up as quickly as possible.
25.
The reason he's done that, Willie, is that he knows that once that black is in the open, it becomes an obvious frame winning opportunity. It just makes this so much easier for him.
33.
And positions like this that it doesn't look like it's had any effect on him taking that year out. Looks pretty good once he gets in around.
41.
Balls are open, making breaks. And as you said, Willie, just his long ball game is a little bit off today. But when he's
48. 49.
Glance at the scoreboard will tell him he's 46 points in front, so he needs another 2 reds to be absolutely assured. That's why he played the cannon.
Yeah, that was a lovely
56.
shot, wasn't it? Purposely went into the reds, knowing there was a red always on the left hand side of the table.
57.
That was in the open, even if the split didn't work out.
$63. 64. 70. 71. 78.
Oh, what a shame, no century, but he did what he had to do there, got a scoring chance and won the frame at one visit. Ronnie O'Sullivan not looking sharp yet, but he still takes the 2-0 lead. Let's see if Ronnie gets any closer to this long pot, and the fact that he played with topspin rather than stun. That's just about the first long pot Ronnie's got. It's amazing. Every other one he's missed, he's been playing a stun run through around the back of the pack or to stun it in, but he played that one perfectly.
Yeah, lovely shot, wasn't it? And a nice little nudge on the blue as well. Gives him a perfect angle. Get down close to the couple of reds he can play on here. This is a lovely positional shot. I like this one. Purposely played on 2 reds here. The one at the
6.
bottom of the pack goes, and that's exactly what he wanted to be on, because when he pots this, run through the reds on the black and bring some more into play.
7.
just nudged the outside of the pack here. Wanted to screw directly behind them.
14.
Very fit young man, Ronnie. It's common knowledge that he likes to run
15.
and keep himself pretty fit. Any sort of kiss on the middle of the pack should be okay, but he's decided to play for the ones in the middle. Well, he's got that one
22.
red on the left-hand side of the pack, that's where it is. Going into the pack is not a problem. Just going to have to decide when to.
23.
You let that one slip. Yeah, didn't underhit it. The one right of the pink and overhit it for this one here. That's not bad. That's a good recovery. There's the free ball to bounce. He's okay. You can take this brown into the left centre as long as he has a slight angle on it. I queued up nicely. That was an excellent shot.
$35. Yep.
I'm not quite sure whether it's ideal getting an angle off the blue here. I suppose it doesn't look like he has the angle to get down for the black.
36.
This may not go into the pink here. If you can, but you can go into the two reds just left. And the two reds, those two reds that he hit right. He was trying to get on the red that was close
41.
to the pink into the left centre. That's just gone slightly awry. We've still got this red here, but when you're bridging over these balls, it just makes it a little bit more difficult.
Well, that would have been so tough if he hadn't been able to play it left-handed, because you needed the spider, and when you're playing with the spider, obviously your bridge hand is a little bit high up. He couldn't have played that better, could he, and generated enough spin to get nicely onto a colour. I know it's only at 44 at the minute, and
44.
this is the best break as far as cue ball control is concerned in the match so far. He's made 78 and 66 on previous occasions. This is the first time he's been hitting the ball sweetly. Eight frames in this session, of course. So Ronnie now is trying to
52.
win the session 6-2 or 7-1. Interesting, when I was in commentary with Stephen Hendry yesterday, he said that was his mindset every time he went out on these 8-frame sessions. He always wanted to win it at least 6-2. Obviously, this standard, it's very hard to say they're ever going to win a session 6-2 or 7-1, but because you're playing such good opponents. But that was his mindset.
$59. $60.
This has been more like
67.
O'Sullivan, because this break actually started with an
68.
excellent long red, and it's the first one really of pot or match. It was interesting to note, Kenny actually played that with topspin and managed to pot it clean as a whistle.
Yes, and as you said, like the other ones he missed, he was putting a little bit more pace,
74.
hitting down on the cue ball, stunning the cue ball. Of course, when you hit it with a little bit more pace,
75.
it's a more difficult pot. But this has been an excellent break. He's played a couple of wonderful cannons and positional
82.
shots, holding the cue ball, going
83.
into other reds. He played it really, really well. And that's what's great to watch when Ronnie is on form, even for fellow professionals, just the way he goes about
89.
making breaks. He made a century in his first
90.
match. He's made 118 centuries here in his career at the Crucible.
97. 98.
Excellent shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
$105. 107.
And this is his 684th career century. Amazing tally.
110.
Still maybe about 100 or so behind the great Stephen Hendry. He made over 800 career centuries.
114. 190. 125 and friend Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, he's not bothered about even potting the black for a total clearance, but the crowd really enjoyed that. O'Sullivan back on form, and he goes now into a 5 frames to 1 lead.
Please.
First blow from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Bit fortunate to have covered all of the reds, and perhaps the shot we see so often now, the 2-cushion escape to try and flick off a red. It can go disastrously wrong if you catch it thick.
Yeah, that's the shot that Steve's talking about, so it is a bit risky, so he's not bothering with that. Oh, he's left one. And he might be able to get on the black. He can just drop this in, and what a great chance this will be. So that was, it'd have been better off maybe trying your 2-cushion escape there, Steve.
Well, obviously laying into the pack's good if it's guaranteed not to leave a red on. He called it a fraction wide, but an ideal opportunity for Ronnie O'Sullivan here. Ali Carter probably wishing he could have played that again and played the 2-cushion escape. Little soft screw here onto the red to the right of the black. Changed his mind. Going to roll through for the more angled cut on the black.
Oh, it's difficult to reach that. He would need the spider. It was a bit too much of a stretch there. So back to the... Not often Ronnie thinks about a shot for nearly a minute. Delicately played one. He had to avoid the other red there. And the reds are nicely spread. I mean, he's got the perfect angle to go into the reds, but might just... but he doesn't have to go into them with too much pace. Well, he doesn't even have to bother going into them. There's still 4 or 5 loose reds here.
8. 9. 10. 16. $17. 24.
3 reds, 3 blacks, but looking at this angle, he'll be heading up for the blue, you would feel, unless he can take the one into the right corner. He's looked at the one to the left. He would have to go for the blue off that. Is he playing the little cannon to stay on the black? He certainly is, so you know what
25.
he's got in his mind. It's very, very early, but he has done it on 11 occasions, Steve. That last shot tells me he's got all blacks on his mind.
Well, obviously, a lot of work to be done. He's the wrong side
32.
of the red. There is a possibility of going in and out of balk, but I don't think at this stage you'd be doing that.
Play for the blue now, yep.
33.
Main concern always is to win the frame, isn't it?
Ronnie just coming around to see if there's any plants or what reds go. Bottom red looks like it probably just goes. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So no need to go into the pack now unless he chooses to. And it's a good pack to go into, isn't it? There's a big gap in the middle there that might be used at some stage.
38. $39.
Yeah, the gap that Steve was talking about is just into that gap, and you're bound to open up quite a bit of the game. Yeah, played nicely.
46. $47.
Well, we said in his last match as well, against Marcus Campbell, in the balls he's looked as good as ever, even though he had that year out. The only thing lacking in this game would have been his long potting.
54.
But listen, the last time he won the World Championship, well, last year, his long potting wasn't spot on, but he still managed to win.
55.
A 145 would take some beating as the highest break.
62. 63. $70. $71.
Neil Robertson has got the highest break at the moment, a break of 143, superseding Judd Trump's 142. But there you could see he could. Oh, that's bounced off the cushion a little lively there.
78.
Might have ruined the break. The frame's safe, so still might be okay.
79. $86.
No century break, but Ronnie O'Sullivan won't be too concerned about that. What a great start for the defending champion. That break of 86 opens up a 3-frame advantage. It's 6-3. Everything covered, so what a result he's had there after that. Well, that, as you say, terrible shot he played. He missed the red completely here. He wanted to just clip off it, missed it completely, and he thought, well, you can tell by his reaction, he thought, I've put Ronnie right in amongst them here.
Ronnie would love to punish him here, and there is an opportunity of a cut red. Third one of those 3 in a line. It definitely goes. It's risky.
One.
Well, he had to put everything into the pot. How did he finish on the green? Has he got a slight angle to get up to the reds? I think he may have. Yeah, there must be. The way he's pointing his cue, he's not straight on this green. Let's have a look there. Hawkeye shows you the angle he's got. Well, he's let the white run a little closer to the cushion than he intended.
4.
Just getting a bit tense out there.
Well, it is the frame before the mid-session interval. We could be all square, but it depends what Ronnie does here. As I say, is let that cue ball drift towards the cushion, makes this pot much more difficult. Oh, that's a good shot.
5.
And he had enough side to avoid canning the yellow.
Beautiful cueing. Really played that positively. You'd expect him to convert from here, Dennis.
All about this shot, Steve, isn't it? If he pots the green, he's got 3 or 4 reds. If he can play it into an area, he'll have a choice of reds to play on. In fact, he could get back off the brown, which was a slightly easier pot than the green. The chances there now.
9. 10.
Although we started with a break of 86, Ronnie, to open up a 3-frame advantage, he'd take 2 each in this session. Now, can he convert here? He'd have to
70.
make a careless mistake, you would feel.
80. $25. 26.
Yeah, it is unusually quiet here in the Crucible, and we've got 2 tables going. Usually there's lots of noise coming from the other side.
$33.
Ali Carter can only sit and watch Ronnie O'Sullivan pot the balls that really Ali should have been potting at this level. To use a fishing analogy, Ali Carter let a big fish off the hook in not
41.
having a far more sizable break in that first chance
42.
he had.
Very little tactical play in this session so far. It's been
49.
virtually 1 chance and the frame's over.
50.
Frames 9 minutes, 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 11 minutes. 44 ahead. A quick glance round at the scoreboard from
57.
Ronnie there just to work out how many he needs. He only needs a few more pots.
58.
I don't think
65.
as we go to the dressing rooms that Ronnie O'Sullivan will be the happiest bunny in the world
66.
the way he's played. So perhaps his sports psychologist Steve Peters will be earning his keep or whatever arrangement there is.
73. 74.
Well, he started this session with a break of 86. He's finishing it in style. Ali Carter to 73, 87. It's been terrific stuff. Okay, we've had a few misses from Ronnie, but yeah, I think overall
81.
he'll be
82.
reasonably happy. Probably slightly happier than Ali. after Ali made that careless mistake.
$85. $87.
The tournament's been a bit skinny on 100 breaks so far. Can't
90.
quite put my finger on why that's the case. Perhaps a few top players not
94.
performing at top class level in the first round.
Well, this is going to be a century. He made 53 centuries last season. He's made 684 centuries now. He's not going to bother with the black. Ronnie O'Sullivan goes to the mid-session interval. And that was a superb clearance, 105. He's got a 2-frame advantage. Honours shared. On their spots in a couple of shots' time.
7.
Might have to play for the yellow or green on this occasion, looking at the angle he has on this red.
$8.
But just one good positional shot and no problem with the red over the middle pocket. As I say, any colour, blue or black, back on their spots will help.
10. $11.
Has he gone far enough? He played it with loads aside to check the cue ball up. Is he okay? Oh, it's tight. He'll have to play with a little trace of side. You've got the perfect picture. He's bending it round the pink. Has he done it enough? Just. A surprise smile and a shake of the head from Ali there.
90. $26. $27.
Tell you what, he almost missed this. Have a look at this red.
$34. $35.
So a little bizarre
42.
couple of shots we had there with the fluke from Ali Carter, and then that get out where all Ronnie could do was just hit and hope, and it's that's given this opening, because Ali didn't seem comfortable on the long red that he took on, and he never got near the pot.
49. $50.
Regardless of the outcome in the last frame of this session, it's going to be a fascinating tussle tomorrow
57.
night.
$58.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan looks like he's been struggling out there today, and so all things considered, great testament to his natural ability
65.
and temperament. It's gone wrong. He's not over the line, but even so, he's playing the double.
66.
That's a winner. And a big last frame coming up now.
Where's that cue ball going? Oh, I'm surprised he hammered the black there.
73.
62 ahead, 51 on the table.
Ronnie
Ali
O'Sullivan,
debating whether to come back
73.
to the table. He's reckoning up the scores. Is it enough? He's thinking about it. Yes, he said it's
Ronnie
enough.
O'Sullivan.
So, what a bizarre couple of shots we had in that frame, but in the end, that break of 73 gets Ronnie's nose in front again. It's 8-7.
Successfully done that, and another big one for Ali Carter. All of a sudden, Ali Carter a bit on the ropes. Easy to miss this one.
Oh, has he left that one that he's missed to the middle pocket? It's an easy starter if he has. If that red that Ali's just taken on, as it's rebounded, if it goes to the middle, it's a great chance for Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's got the two reds available to the left of the black here.
And the momentum in the match swings again. By Ronnie O'Sullivan's standard, he's had a poor session, mentally a poor session. If he can come out of this 4-all, he might, in some respects, he'd be delighted with himself.
He won't be
16.
delighted with that last positional shot. He's got a tricky cutback. Has to go up towards the blue and balk colours from this one. And that looks pretty good. It's coming through the gap of the green and brown.
17.
Well, even the flick on the brown is okay. I suppose by any other player's standards, if you look at the breaks that Ronnie O'Sullivan's made, he's made breaks of 86, 105,
20.
61, 73. You couldn't say he was struggling.
No, it's fascinating, isn't it? But if you ask Ronnie O'Sullivan how he felt out there today, I'm sure he wouldn't say 100%. And the problem for Ali Carter and every player in this World Championship still is, if that's the worst you're going to get from Ronnie O'Sullivan,
25.
how do you overcome him?
26.
A little bit straight on the blue, but it doesn't matter because of the reds. In fact, he's got a slight angle. Yeah, if he shares this session 4 frames each, he'll be quietly
31.
delighted. And on the other hand, Ali Carter will be
32.
a little bit disappointed because he knows that he could have done a job on Ronnie this afternoon.
$39. 40.
But only 1 or 2 shots have been the difference.
$47. 48.
Not the best.
55.
This is awkward. Nicely played though.
56.
Good recovery. And one more decent cannon, and it's the frame over. Well, look where it's finished. Would you believe it?
63.
Just a couple of pots away from clinching the frame, and look where they finished. It's a double, and it's there.
64.
He took a double on in the previous frame to clinch that.
68.
Well, if he'd have missed that double, we'd have been saying it was a total liberty.
69.
He's ended in style. That's why they come to see him. Greatest natural
74.
talent the game's ever seen.
75.
Yeah, without a doubt, Steve, he is. And if he could win a couple more World Championship, I would say he'd overtaken Stephen Hendry as the greatest player that's ever played the game. But I'll still give it to Stephen on titles won. But to watch this fella is very, very special.
Thank you. 81.
Well, it's going to be difficult to
82.
get a century now. I'm not sure if that red next to the pink is available into the right centre pocket. If not, he left a cannon one out here. Well, maybe it is. Maybe he can see the angle to pot it in the middle.
86.
Not quite, but overall I think Ronnie O'Sullivan will be quietly pleased with this performance. Ali Carter maybe a little disappointed. He did get himself level at 7 frames each, but in the end Ronnie O'Sullivan has shared the session and he's still got that 2-frame advantage. He leads 9-7.
That's not a good shot. Catching the brown, he's left a possibility now. This pot into the corner pocket. Black is available into the opposite corner pocket. Oh, great shot. He's held it for the black into the left-hand corner pocket, but this is a tester. Oh, excellent pot again. That was very, very tricky.
8.
Yeah, they're worth another look at that, and he's got quite a bit of distraction because the other table are at the mid-session interval, but that hasn't phased him. Well, can he score enough
16.
as he did in the previous frame?
70.
It'd be a long way back for Ali Carter. Mid-session interval coming up. He'd have to win all the remaining frames, but he can't do anything about this. He's got to just sit there and hope that something can go wrong. Ali's missed very little in this session, Ken. I think he's only missed a couple of pots.
Yeah, he hasn't done much wrong, just a couple of
5.
errors with his safety.
$31. I'll tell you what 32. I didn't realise, Ken. It's way back, 1996, since a player has won back-to-back world titles. Stephen Hendry was the last one. I heard him telling Hazel. You forget stats like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it? 17 years.
39.
Well, there's no doubt about it when this man is on song, and particularly when his
40.
long ball game is on song as well. It's going to be very, very difficult to stop.
$42.
His long ball game is not there just completely yet, but
43.
Percentage has moved up a little bit from 47%. So a couple of excellent long pots in this opening frame. As you see, the score is 56 ahead, 75 remaining. Long pot success now up to 51%.
51.
It was down as 47% earlier. Ali Carter's a little bit better, 56%, but that's the only stat that O'Sullivan is pretty low in at the moment. And as we saw from the last frame, how
58.
easily he got rid of the reds and made that break of 88 in the last frame.
59.
It's just hard to stop.
Yeah, his putt success rate is climbing all the time.
66.
And a chance to finish this
67.
frame before the mid-session interval with a century. We've had 32 so far in this year's World Championship.
74.
Ronnie's had 3.
75.
Every chance that it could be 4 here.
$82. 83.
He's made 683 centuries in his career. He's creeping ever closer to Stephen Hendry, but he's still over 100 behind.
Yes, and he's going to make this break of a century, I would presume, in less than 5 minutes almost.
91.
Incredible stuff. And when you're sitting in your chair and you're playing against this, then it's just so difficult to compete against.
Yeah, as you said, Ali's missed 2 putts.
97.
A couple of little mistakes, but you can't do anything
99.
about this. It's like trying to stop a steamroller.
Trying to hold on to a racehorse with your bootlaces. It's just almost impossible.
102.
And there's the 33rd century in this year's World Championship.
$106.
Well, what a way to finish a session. That magnificent century break takes Ronnie O'Sullivan into the lead, 12-8. He's just one more away from a place in the quarter-final. Gotta just be dead weight. That's too hard if he gets a double kiss. Now he's going to leave the red on. What a mistake. Even if he's straight on this red, he can screw back and leave the black for the same pocket. He knows that that's a mistake. He's put his cue down.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on that shot, wasn't there? And that may be.
1.
That could be his last shot of this championship. I only say that is because of the way O'Sullivan's been playing when he gets in amongst this black spot. But that one's gone a little bit awry.
8.
May be able to go into the pink here, left centre, hold the cue ball for the blue. I'll manage to avoid it.
9.
Let's have a look at this shot when he cannoned the red away. I don't think he played to hit that red. He just mishit. He just wanted a stun shot to come back off the cushion and leave the red, and didn't hit it correctly. But one good positional shot and he's right back in amongst them. Well, I'm sure Ali will fear the worst now that he's got himself back into prime position. Doesn't want to look.
12.
Well, there is players in the game sometimes. We talk about players when they need one more frame. They find it the most difficult to get, but someone like Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's spent his whole career doing it.
19.
He's used to it. Can he go on and clinch the match here?
A little bit low on the black. May go into the reds. He can get on the loose red, but again, well, that's just worked out a dream.
27.
And it's okay. He's knocked a red safe, but that
28.
won't be needed if he can get the 4 more loose reds.
Yes, and he would have done his calculations and the maths in his head already. Looking at the score, there you see Already that red closest to the cushion is in his mind. Will he need it? No, he won't. Seven ahead, so
33.
as you said then, it's the 4 open reds and 4 high value colours. Ali Carter will need
34.
a snooker. Will he get another chance in this year's Betfair World Championships?
Well, he looked good when he got to 7 each, but
41.
Ronnie just has thrown so many breaks at him, and you can't do anything when you're sitting in your seat. This is the 13th time
42.
they've played, and it's not going to be lucky for Ali Carter if he keeps knocking these in.
$49.
23 the difference. So a red
50.
and a blue, and he could stun in behind this to leave the red. He's got a little bit of margin for error here. He's played that beautifully. Couldn't have placed it better
57.
with his hand.
Yeah, cracking shot.
Oh, he's got a
He's
kick.
got a little kick, so
58.
With a quick glance at the scoreboard, look at that. I mean, that was a huge kick, but just the blue. And he's got it. It really has been vintage Ronnie O'Sullivan. We were all wondering how he was going
63.
to play in this year's World Championship after having a year off. But I'll tell you what.
64.
Okay, a little bit of his long game has been missing, but has he played well? He's made 3 century breaks. He'll not bother about the yellow. He'd like to pot it, but he's made 3 century
69.
breaks, Ken. And all those breaks that I read out, unbelievable standard.
yes, fantastic, and the crowd love it. And there's another brilliant one. Excellent positional shot for Green as well. Even Jan is getting
71.
confused. He went to take the yellow out.
Well,
Poor
if
old
that-
Jan Verhaas.
But listen, isn't that nice to see Ali Carter
74.
smiling there? Because he knows he couldn't do anything about this performance from the defending world champion. He wants to pot them all.
Yes, the crowd are loving it as well. And this is great
78.
stuff. This is what they've come to see. This man in action.
He'll have to double the pink if he wants to clear the table, but don't put that
83.
past him. He won a couple of frames yesterday with doubles. Doesn't really matter, but might as well. He's not going to bother with the black. It really was a vintage display from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He had 3 century breaks, and in the end he was just too strong for Ali Carter. And the very popular Englishman runs out a winner, 13 frames to 8.
Another long pot. Finally missed one.
Foul.
And he's knocked the yellow in.
Ronnie
Anything
O'Sullivan,
else going to
4.
happen to Stuart here? Okay, missed the red by a long way here, but it's gone straight up. Perfect angle and potted the yellow.
Ronnie's obviously going to pot the yellow here, but he's already looking at the pack and looking at the reds down this end of the table, even though he's playing for the red in bulk. Already planning ahead.
Yeah, this is a good chance, isn't it?
3.
5 reds at the top. You can see they're going to be available, certainly when
4.
he starts linking them together. Pots one, removes the other. It's turned into a decent chance, this.
Didn't go into the reds there, purely because he would have probably blocked the black up.
I mean, even that little stunt shot there, not a
70.
chance of him going behind the other red with the cue ball there. Perfect position. Such a good touch.
80.
All the time, leaving the perfect angle to get onto the next loose red. Certainly makes it look easy.
25. $26. $33. $34.
Be going into the bunch here. Topspin of the black cushion. Well, in fact, he's going to play the pink to the left centre, which will open up another red to the left corner. I don't know if the pink will go in its own spot. I would presume not if he's played it there. Oh, it does. Does this red still pot to the left of the pink? To the left corner? I don't know, but he's on the red to the right corner.
And he changed his mind a few times there, down on the shot. He put the cue to the white there and went higher up the cue ball and down again. Decided to go back up for blue. This goes right. Should be fine. I think he can get to that red past the black.
46. $47.
A little bit further than he intended there. So to be on the yellow to come back down for the reds, but slightly thinner shot required on the brown. One good positional shot away here.
Yeah, I was just thinking when you're in Stuart's position here in the seat, sometimes you're playing other
51.
players and you think, oh, they're going to go out of position, I might get a chance. That never happens with O'Sullivan. He's absolutely perfect in every shot.
52.
It's difficult to play any better than this.
59.
He is on a string. Hitting it so well, and we can see the work on the cue ball is, well, almost too good at times. He's hitting it that well. And the thing is how quickly does he score? No time at all.
66.
Yeah, the speed comes from the fact he's in perfect position every shot.
67.
As soon as you go out of position, you've got to walk around the table 2 or 3 times, change your mind what you're doing on the shot. But when you're in perfect position every shot, it's automatic. You don't have to waste any time looking at anything
74.
else.
75.
Beautiful touch. It goes to 81, chips the red over the middle.
82.
Ronnie O'Sullivan's had 4 centuries so far in this year's World Championship.
84. 86.
Yes, and in this form, I don't think he's finished there by a long stretch.
89.
33 in total this year's championship so far. And how well has he hit the ball here? Phone the police, he's lost
93.
position. Just a little exhibition shot round the angles.
104.
Only played to perfection. Absolutely fabulous century from Ronnie O'Sullivan. There it goes, break of 111, and quite simply you cannot play better than that. Stuart Bingham just had to sit and watch O'Sullivan with a break of 111, and he races into a 3-0 lead.
Well, it's just horrible when you're out there in a match like this. You're 5-0 down. Every chance you get, you can see problems. You just love to have a chance with an automatic position on the black there. Just wants to put a frame on the board now, Stuart Bingham.
Yes, I've certainly been there in my career out in this great venue where someone's been playing and running away. Had it in the World Final with Steve, of course, and whilst it's the greatest venue to play in, it's also the worst when you're getting no table time and your opponent is playing supremely well. Not much you can do at the moment. Sometimes you just have to take your hat off and say well done.
Eight.
And as all great players do, Ronnie seems to be getting better as the tournament goes on. You never play your best in the first round, you just get that result out of the way. It's about playing your best snooker in the second week, not the first.
$16.
Already at the point where he's going to at least have a lead going into the second session.
22.
Because he's got to 5 frames.
23.
He's only playing 8 frames this afternoon. But how big is his lead going to be? Ronnie will be disappointed if he doesn't win all 8 frames this afternoon the way he's playing.
30. 31.
Hit that beautifully, but unfortunately the flick on the black just stopped the position he was after. Powered the pink through the reds. Lots of screw back. Slightly thinner this one. Just
38.
Well, quite frankly, this is ridiculous. It looks that easy at the minute.
$43. 44.
The touch, the control, everything about it, so fluent, so natural. It really is very special.
50. 51. 57. 58. 64.
He is truly
65.
in the zone at the minute. Every shot is perfect. Everything is hit with precision. You simply can't play snooker better than this.
72. 73. $80. 81.
Just flick the pink in. Obviously left an angle here. Pot the red. Flick the other red out if he wants.
87.
Quite get the cannon there.
88.
This has just been absolutely superb.
93.
So pink takes it to 99. Looks like another century for Ronnie O'Sullivan coming up. We can just drop this one in.
99.
This will be his 6th century if it goes in. If it goes in, then that's all about. Straight in the centre of the pocket. Absolutely magnificent. It really is.
106.
Well, I don't know what the people have played for the ticket this afternoon at the Crucible, but they should be paying double.
Yeah, I suppose the only thing missing from this performance would be a maximum.
$115. 120.
Someone shouted brilliant.
26.
They're not wrong. An absolute masterclass in how to control a cue ball. You can't play better than that. Ronnie O'Sullivan, break of 133. Stuart Bingham can only sit and watch. It's absolutely magnificent from O'Sullivan. He races into a 6-0 lead.
Good recovery.
$16. 70.
Do wonders for him if he could just win this frame in one visit. Huge ask when you've seen the way O'Sullivan's played this afternoon. Stuart himself is having certainly the best season of his career. A couple of smaller PTC events he's managed to
24.
win. Championship League. Final of the Welsh Open.
25.
So he's certainly turned into a right good player himself, but he won't have faced many a barrage like this afternoon.
Stuart Bingham, 25.
And he's just, well, a little out of sorts.
Yeah, the shot previous was the bad one, to leave himself so low in the black. But it's easy from up here. He's in a horrible situation.
One.
Looks a simple little positional shot. It's perfect on the pink into the centre. You would think one little cannon here could open this frame right up.
Yes, aside from a few other things that are different, when he makes a break, first thing he's doing is getting those reds out in the open. There's no messing about. It's a proper shot played in there. Reds are spread around. He's not one for picking them off all the time. He gives himself the best options. Dare I say it, like you, my old mate. Used to do the same thing when you made the breaks. Into that pack, get them open.
8.
Give yourself more options to make the break. Just makes it more simple.
How many shots we'll have to play before we can get the pink and black into the open, because at the moment it's awkward. Pink only pots the left corner. Black's in the side cushion, blue's out of commission.
11. $14. 15.
Slightly surprised he didn't play for the black there. I'm going to go back up for a bolt colour. He gets so much work on the cue ball, doesn't he? He times it so well that these are not really difficult shots for him to go up and down the table.
He's just one sort of positional shot away from having these in really good position
8.
at the minute, because ideally he'd like to be able to get on that pink, and that's exactly what he's done. Played on the red,
19.
now he's on it. So after all those shots up into the baulk area, he's got them where he wants them, which has been basically what he's been doing all afternoon.
25.
Just come a little off his intended position there, so may have to go back up into the baulk area.
26.
Wiped his feet, but in it went. And he takes the yellow and screws down this right hand side of the table, and the reds are sort of lined up with each other, so he's obviously trying to just come for the bottom one. Slightly overscrewed
28.
that one, but keeps the break going.
$29.
Well, not as intended, but looks pretty good on the green. Last few shots has just been slightly out of position.
32.
What you would give to be able to play as well with your left hand. Obviously not as well as he plays with the right hand, but to have this talent as well in your locker.
It doesn't seem fair, does it, to have that much talent
37.
and be able to use your left hand that well.
$38.
Let's keep reiterating, but when you're playing as well as O'Sullivan's playing here, it is just a joy to watch. This has been some break.
44.
Every time
45.
Stuart makes a mistake, he has to sit and watch. Got 25, black off the spot, and he's just been sitting there admiring, well, wonderful cue ball control, and someone who is the best
51.
playing at his best.
52.
So just this pink should be playing position on the yellow anyway, because it's a natural up the table, and that's 7-0 in perfect
58.
position.
60.
What can you do, Stephen?
Well, Stuart's just glad they don't play the whole match today, because in this
63.
form it'd be 13-0.
67. 72.
Yep, he's even speeding up now as well. Absolutely phenomenal play once again. Stuart Bingham in early, breaker 25, misses the black off the spot, sits in the chair for the rest of the frame. O'Sullivan makes a break of 78, and it's now 7-0.
Look at the way the Reds are. Can't afford to miss here. A lot of pressure on that one because he had to play it with pace. So another chance for Ronnie O'Sullivan. The red he missed has blocked the path for the black into the corner, but he didn't have to worry about that at the moment. He could get rid of that red probably straight away. That's what he's played on, to free up the black.
7.
Doesn't necessarily have to play for the black from this red. Not easy, and the blue's off its spot, so he's going to have to be fairly precise if he's playing for the black here.
I think he was trying to work out whether it's worth not putting the black at the next shot because of the red's going to be covered, the one that's near the black spot, but obviously felt he couldn't get onto the pink nicely, so I'm sure the red will still pot when the black goes back into its own spot, but only in one corner.
$50. $60.
Look who's put the cue ball. It looks as if the one next to the black will go. He had
21.
Choice of reds there. But that clears the black
22.
now into both corners. It's looking rather ominous for Stuart Bingham again here. So the worst possible start for Stuart.
29.
Looks as if he's going to lose both
30.
frames.
He really has had a couple of chances in the opening 2 frames. Missed a relatively straightforward red in this frame.
37.
Had a chance in the last frame. But all those make a massive difference, don't they? You could have been
38.
looking at something like 7-5-ish now rather than the score it's likely to be after the next frame.
$45.
Well, this match scheduled
46.
to finish this evening might not be an evening session the way things are going.
$51. $52.
Now watch this shot here. I don't know if he can hold for the yellow, whether he tried to just nudge it over the pocket. He's tried to nudge it over the pocket. He's gone, Willie, he's gone.
59.
Well, another break, another frame-winning break. Bingham were disappointed he had a good chance earlier on in the frame, but Ronnie O'Sullivan replies with 59 to take the next frame and now leads 9-1. Decides to play all-out attack, or looks like he is taking that option. Yes, always tough. I mean, it's so
Stuart
hard to keep your
16.
concentration when nothing's going right. Your opponent's playing well.
I think he's just about had enough of this match, Stuart. That shot sums it up, you would have to say. Look at the way he's left the reds.
One.
Yes, it's just a matter of time now.
Eight. Nine.
Well, the way Ronnie O'Sullivan's been playing in this match, it's tough to see how he can't make 50 or 60 here. So this could be another frame. And one step closer to a semi-final place, but where Ronnie will play either Sean Murphy or Judd Trump. Either opponent, that is going to be a semi-final.
16. $17. $22. $23.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where he puts the cue ball, there's always going to be a red available. And make no
31.
mistake, Ronnie O'Sullivan will want to get this match over as soon as possible and get himself in the right frame of mind for the semi-final when the crucible comes into its own and you've just got the one
38.
table in the middle of this fabulous theatre.
39. $46. $47.
Just slightly straight on the blue, but the red in balk is no problem. So the red behind the pink, we know will pot one of them at least, if not both of them. They're playing for the one in balk this time. So another break of 50 or above from Ronnie. He hasn't been at his vintage
52.
best this morning, but Stuart, unfortunately for him, has played poorly.
53.
Still up there at 96%. That'll take some beating.
$55.
And have a look at his tournament pot success rate. It's at 93%.
And of course that's over the best of 19, one match of 25 and another match now. I'm sure in the history of snooker
56.
that's not happened.
Well, back in the 80s, we didn't have stats, but Steve Davis, I'm sure, with the way he used to play, he would have
63.
been right up there with the old stats department, because
64.
you made one mistake against Steve Davis, you went and sat in your seat and got ready for the next game. He's good to watch. I know everybody's been going on about Ronnie this
71.
year because having a year out, but you got to give the fella credit where it's due. He has produced
72.
some scintillating snooker. And to do a job like this on one of the most consistent players of the season, Stuart Bingham.
77.
You know, and look at that with the left hand. With
78.
the left hand down the cushion. He's pulled off a couple of pots in this match, Willie. Here's another one down the cushion. As I say,
84.
with your correct hand, that would have been tough.
86.
Yeah, I think Stuart just wants to now get out of the Crucible Theatre. He's getting married in a couple of weeks' time. He'll be looking forward to that, but you don't have a lot of
89.
time off these days. You're back in 3 weeks' time. That's how the circuit is. It used to be you had 3 months off. Not nowadays.
Well, amazing enough, this could be Ronnie's
93.
123rd century at the Crucible. This is just incredible. This will only
98.
be his 5th this year, Dennis, of course, because he hasn't played all year.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 104 in the frame.
Very difficult for a pocket to accept a ball hit at that speed. Okay, he was trying to get the white round the table, which he managed to do. As you can see with the slow motion, the balls are jumping around on the table when you hit them at that pace. Well, he'll take that, Ronnie, but that's not how he played it. You can see the little wry smile from Judd. Ronnie got in the jaws of the pocket, and he was... Have a look at this again. He was playing off the side cushion, and then the top cushion hit the jaws, and it finished perfect. That's why Judd was smiling.
Nine.
Yeah, probably one of the reasons he reacted like that, shaking his head, smiling, is because it could possibly cost him the frame now.
16. 17.
And it's not going to take too long if he keeps potting them the way the balls are situated here. Doesn't have to think too much. They're all nicely lined up. Look at those
24.
4 near the pink spot. Okay, maybe one of them just goes because of the red that's blocking the path. But they're lined up like
25.
4 little soldiers there.
Possibly not after this shot. Well, the bottom one of those 4 obviously pots to the left corner.
32. 33.
That red I mentioned is blocking the other 3 to that left corner. And he's played on that red. Okay, he's going to have to go up the other end of the table, but the brown,
40.
the blue, the pink are awaiting.
Yeah, that was an unusually careless positional shot by O'Sullivan, the previous one, to land straight on the black.
41.
Meant that wasn't the angle he wanted on that red, meaning he has to go up to the bulk end.
Just looking to see where he'd like to place the cue ball, but he'd have quite a margin for error. He doesn't have to necessarily play for that on this occasion. Anywhere near the circle would be okay. A bit closer to the cushion, but they're still available. He would have been trying to get further out into the table.
44.
Can he just run through, use the other one to get on the black? Of course he can.
45. $52. $53.
Well, mid-session interval, as I said, coming up after this frame. He's, what, 49 in front. Needs a few more pots here. 76% pot success rate for Judd, not the best. And he's dropped down to 45%.
58.
No really big breaks,
59.
but some fascinating snooker. Ronnie at a 65 in the opening frame. Judd's just at 42.
66.
Now may play around the table in between the green and brown for a red to the right corner. Don't think he's hitting it hard. Is it hard enough? Yep, the bottom red of
74.
those three will pot to the right corner.
No century break, but Ronnie O'Sullivan will be delighted with this opening session. He's had breaks of 65, 47 and that's 75, and he goes to the mid-session interval, leading 3 frames to 1. Well, he did find a path back down the table, but he had to cue that one very well. He had to play it with a little touch aside to avoid canning into that red. Well judged that one, Stephen.
Yeah, and down straight away to clear this red that's next to the black, which will open the black to both corner pockets.
6. $7.
So once again, it's been a pattern so far in this match. Ronnie's getting in first with the first sort of decent chance in around amongst the reds and the black in every frame. Perhaps the second frame Judd got in and scored. Lovely little cannon there.
14.
You see just cannon the left hand side to leave the red to the right corner.
15.
I believe in an angle in the black this time
22.
to go into the bunch of reds.
23.
He'd like to cannon. There's 4 reds below the pink. The one to the right of those, he'd love to cannon that red. That's the one he played. He just got it a little bit thin, but he's okay. He's left himself right to the left centre. I want a thicker contact on this red that he had
30.
first here.
31.
Well, this is the best possible start for Ronnie after the mid-session interval. It didn't look as if it was going to be a good start with his break-off shot. And left that a little bit short.
38.
Played for the 2 reds that are to the right. He's coming round to see if the one at the back of the 4 reds is available, but it's not. I don't know if he can reach this without the spider. It might just be able to stretch over.
$39.
And a choice of reds to play on now. He can avoid cannoning the one that's directly behind the black and just come back through that gap there where he is at the moment.
$46. $47.
Shot. It looks like Sullivan is going to take a 4-1 lead.
53.
And you never thought when Judd Trump went in off Dennis that it would cost him the frame, but it has done.
Yeah, it was that fabulous opening pot from Ronnie. A couple more pots. And the frame is safe.
61. $67. 68.
Ronnie's highest break is 75 in this semi-final so far.
75.
Frame is safe now.
76.
Is he a bit thin on the blue? Might be able to sneak it in and bring these reds into play behind the black. That was a little bit thin, had to play for the loose one.
81.
Ronnie made
82.
53 centuries last season. This season he's made 7. But he's hardly played. Oh, that spoiled the century, you would feel.
89.
No century, but the frame's only been going over 7 minutes, and Ronnie O'Sullivan takes it with that break of 89. He now leads 4 frames to 1. Well,
Yes, but not perfect on the pink. Slightly hampered. Don't think it's there. I don't think it's there. It just shows you he played the cannon, unlucky to be hampered, and a tricky pink.
And to me, that's the difference between the two players. I think in amongst the pink and black, Ronnie's so much more pinpoint with his position. The reds were perfect there. Judd shouldn't have been out of position. As I said before, crucial that he takes those chances, I think.
1.
Ronnie came to the table 28 points behind. Judd will be thinking that Miss Pink may have cost him this frame. The way the reds are situated, be a brave man to bet against Ronnie winning the frame at this visit. Still got to be done, first frame in the morning. But usually so good in these situations. His touch around the black spot area is just fantastic. And as you say, Stephen, he always seems to get just the right angle on the colour to play on the
16.
red, and then he's just got that lovely natural touch when he's in amongst the balls.
17.
Well, maybe a little bit miffed that he's not on the red to the left corner, but he's okay. He's got this one to the right corner. Up for the pink. Shouldn't be a problem. Obviously, with the pink being over the pocket. And he's got fair enough angle. And this pink now will put him 3 points clear. And with these reds, as I say, in the middle of the table, in ideal situation, these reds that are remaining with colours will be
31.
enough to win the frame.
$32. $38. $39. $45. $46.
Once again, perfect angle on the black. He's one of those players, Ronnie, when he's in full flow, that
53.
anyone could say, well, I could have potted those balls. That's how easy he
54.
makes it look, but that's all about his cue ball control. This pink to go 32 points in front, so the pink and the last red to clinch the frame. And punish Judd for not making the most of his opportunity. $32 ahead, 35 remaining. Pot this red, go 33 ahead with just 27 remaining. That's the clincher. Good stuff, though.
16.
Yeah, Ronnie's just done here what you would expect him to do. You give him easy chances, he's going to clear up.
65.
That's why I was saying it's so important for Judd to try and take the first visit he gets in every frame, win the frames early.
68.
A stranger would have been nice to see if Judd won the first frame, just to see Ronnie's reaction. He hasn't been behind in this tournament yet.
72. $77.
Well, what a start. What an opening frame that was. Ronnie O'Sullivan was let off the hook a little bit. He missed the snooker he should have got. Judd Trump then got a great chance, Mr. Pink in the middle. And that was all it took as Ronnie finished the frame off with a break of 90. He's back in front again at 5-4 as well, so options what to play for. Well, he's run through for the black, and that's unforgivable to miss a red like that. The black must go, so what a chance this is for Ronnie. Well, it's a silly thing to say, but you just put that down to carelessness to me.
Or pressure. Maybe that shot there is
1.
maybe the first sign of weakness perhaps we've seen this morning from Judd Trump. We know he's more comfortable stunning and screwing shots rather than dropping them in dead weight, so maybe it's just a not comfortable shot for him to play.
8.
Yep. Maybe just quit on the shot slightly.
9.
Of course, they set such a high standard, it's always a surprise when they miss a relatively easy pot like that. But anything is missable, particularly when you're trying to get good position on the next ball.
16.
But what a chance this has handed Ronnie now. Ronnie made a 90
70.
break in the first frame this morning, but since then it's all been bits and pieces. This is a frame winning opportunity.
$25. 25. $32. 33.
'Pink having to go up in the
39.
yellow spot, that's the highest available. But that won't bother Ronnie.
40.
He's got the black available into both corner pockets, blue on its spot. That's gone a little bit awry. Didn't want to
47.
be that far away, but of course the great advantage of being able to play left-handed. Although he's pretty good with the rest. Similar type of shot to the one Judd Trump missed. But no such problems for
48.
Ronnie. And now the key shot coming up. It's one loose red. Well, there may be two loose reds, one at the bottom of the cluster. He may be able to hold for it without playing the cannon. No, decided to play the cannon. And I think it's okay. There's two reds together. If the one on the right-hand
55.
side goes to the right corner, he's no problem. Obviously doesn't. He's looking for an alternative. That red obviously touching the other one just doesn't go. So it's a little bit of a tricky shot to play here. He could have played for a position without the cannon. But it's in. 49 points the lead. Another quick check of the scoreboard. Still a possible 67 remaining. We're still looking for another couple of reds and colours. Beautifully played. Red and the black would be enough. The black will
60.
put in 60 points in front with just 59 remaining.
Yeah, Ronnie regains his two-frame advantage, and could we
68.
chance to see the first centre of this match? That's a tough black.
Yeah, a couple of times now he's tried to cannon those two
75.
reds in the middle of the table, just missed. It doesn't matter. Judd won't bother coming back to the table. The frame's over. But it'd be nice to see the centre. I'm sure one of these reds must go. Probably the one immediately above the black. I mean, if the right-hand
81.
side one doesn't go, then the other one must go.
82.
.43 centuries
87.
so far in this year's Betfair World Championship.
88.
And for a man who hadn't played competitively for the last 12 months, Stephen, Ronnie's made 7 of them.
93.
Well, what a pity we didn't see the century, but he took the rest of them absolutely beautifully. Judd Trump made a mistake, that's the only thing he can say. It was his mistake that gave Ronnie the chance, but he took it, and he's now 2 frames clear. 8-6.
Not an easy chance, as we show you this attempt again. Not an easy chance. He's got to somehow get up for the blue, Ronnie here. I don't think he can play a cannon onto the red that's closest to white. Not bridging like that, he can't. But he has got it up for the blue. And it didn't matter what side he was on for the blue because of the red. It's up the other end of the table.
Just slightly hampered, which makes this a lot more difficult. He'd have liked to have got in and out of balk, but because he was hampered, just risked playing the roll through. And I say risk because if you underhit that or overhit it, you're not on this red. But as it happens, he's played it pretty well. Just coming up to 7 hours of playing this match so far. And there's a good couple of hours left in it yet, I think.
This would bring the pink into play. What a clever little shot, but as you can see, it's pushed the pink just a little bit close to the cushion for comfort. He'd like to get into the pink again very, very soon because he won't win the frame off just the blue. So he may even play for the pink here. Right, does the black pot as well? Maybe it does. Well, we can clearly see that the black does go now, so he won't play for the black this time.
18.
He's just come up a little bit short there. But of course the way the reds are, it's not all that bad. Has he got his focus
20.
back? Because he had lost it in the previous frame.
$24.
I mean, if he takes this frame, he'll have won the session 5-3, and he'll be more than pleased with that.
This is still to lose a session, Dennis, isn't it, this year's World Championship?
30.
Never been behind ever.
Just a slight distraction there.
$31.
It's not a straightforward run to the winning line in this final frame of this session. He's certainly in the driving seat. Doesn't have to play
37.
any little cannons just yet.
$38.
Perfectly played. He's got a lovely angle to pot this and stun off the cushion in behind the black.
45.
And if the next cannon works out, he'll bring all those 4 reds into play. We've had a couple of strange frames in this evening session, but it looks as if Ronnie's going to finish in style. Matt just developed a few more reds, and it's looking good now for the rocket.
53.
Yes, 49 in front, so 2 more reds and pink after this, and he will take a 4-frame lead into the final session, which some would think could be enough. But Trump and his supporters will feel sure they've still got a chance.
Yeah, you can come out tomorrow and he'll give it his best shot, will Judd. It's far from over this semi-final. It's going to be a fascinating afternoon's play. Safe, you would say, in this frame. Judd needing a snooker, this red to make absolutely sure.
$67.
That's one way of getting on the black.
$74. 75.
Don't put it past Ronnie O'Sullivan finishing with a century break. It's going to be difficult.
Yes, Ronnie hasn't had one in this match. Judd has.
82.
How's the cannon? Oh, it might not pass the yellow, but it will cut past the blue. No century break, but he won't bother about that. He did what he had to do. He won the session 5-3, and Ronnie O'Sullivan goes in overnight, leading 14 frames to 10.
Extra 2 or 3 inches, but
4.
that seems as though that cue ball is pulling up quite abruptly at the moment. So this is a tricky black, but it's the one he played for. Well, chance gone. It was a decent opportunity that to get his hand on the table and settle himself. This was an excellent shot with the rest, particularly when you see him play so many times left-handed. He doesn't get a lot of practice with the rest, but he just seems to be a natural in anything he does on the snooker table.
Just looking to see where he wants to leave the cue ball. There is a red to those 3 reds to the right of the pink spot. The left one of those. Well, he's actually followed through for the bottom red of the cluster. There is a gap.
7.
They can get the cue ball through. I don't know if the pink pot's the left corner, but if so, he can stun through the gap between the pink and the reds to the right.
Eight.
Well, he didn't expect to find a gap like that and catch it in the bump. He's finished absolutely perfect on the black. He's expecting to run into the reds. And if he doesn't catch the bump, in all honesty, he'd have probably finished on the baulk cushion. Going into them this time. And that's perfect. That has worked out absolutely inch perfect.
15.
And an interesting fact, Stephen, you were saying to me the other day, he's never been behind in any match in this year's World Championship.
No, and I had a text the other day apparently, someone, apparently nobody has ever won the World Championship, having never been behind in any match.
Yes, he's won the first frame in every session he's played and have just gone on from there.
23.
And considering how long he had out from the game, competitively, it's remarkable.
24. $30. $31.
The red furthest to the right of the table will pot to the left corner here.
There's like a cathedral hush in the crucible at the start of this match. I got a bit of a heavy contact there. You probably saw the red ball just leave the bed of the table. So he's not as close to this black as he would like. But played it beautifully. Nice cannon. Just see here, you see, it just took a bit of pace out the cue ball. But nothing is stopping him. And he's now at the stage where Barry needs a couple of snookers. Can't say a player won't come back to the table, particularly first frame. I'm certain 52. Barry would like to come back to the table. It was only just to pot a few balls.
Yeah, I think if Ronnie does miss, 53. Obviously it doesn't look like he will. I think it's important Barry does. Even if it's just the 6 colours, just get on that table. Get your cue arm going.
$59. 60.
He couldn't do much with that. He left himself a tricky black, but he knew he would. But he didn't have to do much with the cue ball, but it's a tough pot. But right in the heart of the pocket. And slow down, White. Slow down.
67.
I think it's perfect.
$68. $74.
101 you can get here. Well, what a
Ronnie
pity,
O'Sullivan,
but what a good start that was from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Well, he does nod. A concession. Does Barry Hawkins. His safety plate was a bit loose. He can't afford to do that. So Ronnie O'Sullivan once again wins the first frame of the session, as he's done in every match.
Okay.
Where's the red going near the middle?
Barry Hawkins 6.
Well, I found it strange to believe he was going to play that with top, but maybe he thought there was a gap and the worst possible result. He's not got away with it. He's left Ronnie a chance, the red closest to the cue ball, for the right middle.
Yeah, I don't know if the black pot's to the right corner, whether Barry was playing for that there.
Seven. Eight. 13. 14.
Well, used all the pocket there. It's a bit wide, didn't it? But the pocket accepted it.
When it's a brand new cloth, you can sometimes get away with those shots. You manage to slide into the pocket a bit easier than if the cloth is possibly 3-4 days old.
20. 21. 27.
When you're Barry sat in the chair, John, it's difficult not to almost become hypnotised, isn't it? You're watching Ronnie in perfect position, same misses, you come to the table and your concentration is nowhere.
Yeah, and of course, Ronnie, one of those type of players. I mean, I was going to suggest a few shots ago that this isn't the best table for thinking of winning the frame at this visit, but with Ronnie, you never know. He's got some tremendous moves. He's got one of those quick snooker brains. That's why I still see such a likeness between Ronnie and Alex Higgins. Just that quickness of mind when they're in amongst the balls.
$40. 41.
Just picking them off one at a time. I think now he's potted that. There may be another red available to the right corner. Makes it look so easy. And as you said, Stephen, it can be mesmerising for your opponent.
47.
But in fairness, Barry's had 2 chances, and the most he could accumulate with those 2 opportunities, one in the first, one in this frame, he's only managed to make, well, the highest, you don't call it a break, but 6 points. So now this is where he's going to have to trust a little bit to luck for position.
55.
Well, I say trust the luck, but he controlled that screw shot and the kiss off the second red absolutely sublimely. So he wasn't really relying on a bit of luck there. It was controlled all the way. Another superb positional shot. I mean, his cue ball control throughout this tournament has just been, well, unbelievable.
62.
So 52 points the lead. He'll pot the pink and he'll go 58 points in front, but there's still 59 remaining. So the pink and one more red. Well, did he play the cannon on the red? Where's the cue ball going? Did he play the cannon on the red, or did he try to come in out of balk? But just the red needed.
69. $73.
This red goes past the yellow. Amazingly, Ronnie O'Sullivan didn't make a century in his semi-final against Judd Trump.
80.
He wouldn't bet against it now.
81.
There's been 47 centuries made already in this
87.
year's Betfair World Championship, and Ronnie has made 7 of them.
88.
Just run a little bit too far off the blue, so that's why he's playing the brown.
But when he came to the table, John, it didn't look a century on, did they?
No, not even a chance of one. This is a tough yellow to keep it going, but there never looked a chance of 90 odd. Well, it's a pity. The first 2 frames he could have had centuries, and you can see he was disappointed. But boy, that is setting down a marker for Barry Hawkins. Ronnie O'Sullivan, fully focused, got his touch, got used to the table, leads 2-0.
Through, so just a few errors creeping into Ronnie's play. Oh, he hasn't got away with it this time, so a chance for Ronnie, even though the pink and black are tied. If he can get himself onto the blue, as we show you this attempt, he just cued slightly across that one. If he can get a nice angle on the blue, we could go into the pink and reds here. It needs this to come on up the table a little bit. Could develop a few reds, but more importantly, develop the pink.
Little unlucky there with freeing the pink. He's freed the pink, but it's still tied up. So go top side of the blue again, and then probably play a little cannon to the red. The 2 reds to the right hand of the pink. If the pink's not available in the left-hand corner, he'll try and get top side of the blue, and then play a cannon onto the 2 reds that are just to the right of the pink. At least then he'll know that the pink's available into the middle pocket if this kiss goes right.
Yeah, that's the shot that Willie was talking about. If he cannoned onto that, he'd leave the pink to the middle. Let's see, he doesn't necessarily have to do that, but it looks the shot. He's played for the pink in the middle. Just as good.
12.
That's the red, he can leave the pink for the middle pocket. No, he's sticking with the blue.
13.
I wonder if he'll play the cannon this time, because he can play it plain ball and hit that. He doesn't fancy it though, does he? He's taking the more difficult brown, or looking at the more difficult brown. I suppose the only thing he's worried about if he plays the cannon onto that red we were talking about, that he's not bound to be on a red. So he's played another cannon, but at least that's going to free the pink now after potting the red in the middle. So at least he's got the pink in
18.
play.
$19. $24.
That's in no man's land. Knowing Ronnie, he'll still probably pot this blue, but he mishit that positional shot by quite a margin. Fully recovered though. Well, I say, full recovery. It's not ideal, but good shot with the rest there. He's got to produce another one. He might even have to play the cannon onto the black and reds now. So this is a key shot coming up. Not guaranteed to push the black into a potable position, so he could do with playing with a little bit of screw so that he gives himself a chance of getting on the pink. Well, look at the side of that, and that he's gone away. Here's the yellow and brown.
Thanks.
They're all in the open now, though.
31.
Yes, this was excellently played, purposely screwing off the black. And I think you mentioned in commentary, Dennis, that very rarely does Ronnie use the rest, because he's such a good player left-handed. But when he does use the rest, he's got an amazing amount of pot success rate. I mean, he doesn't use it very often.
33.
There you can see he's got 83% pot success, more than Hawkins, who obviously is a player
34.
that uses the rest a lot more than Ronnie. And this is an excellent chance now of getting back level.
To be honest, I think this cloth is playing beautifully. Just watching the players, and the break building might be a little bit slower. It's off a different roll of cloth, but sometimes the cloths are too quick. And you know, when we talk about a slow cloth, it doesn't mean it's slow in terms to a club table. It's still very responsive, and you know, I can't really see a problem with it, Willie.
Well, I've got to be honest, I think they're screwing back a lot easier than they have been over the last 2 days in the semi-finals. Seems to be a lot more response off the nap. But it remains to be seen at the interval whether Ronnie complains again. I'm sure we'll tell you first here on the BBC whether Ronnie's doing a bit of complaining, but I think they'll both be pretty pleased the way they've played so far.
$47. 48.
A couple more pots to secure this frame, get him back all square.
56.
Looked like both players might possibly make a century, but another chance here. Oh, he doesn't want to drop tight on that red. Now he's made it difficult. Now that's the type of thing
61.
that annoys him. He only needed one more red, so at least he doesn't have to get on a colour. He can just drop it in, but well, that's what he thinks about it. I don't know if he played the cannon or played to just slip past the red, but he doesn't have to get on a colour. He's looking at the scoreboard. He's 61 in front. If he pots this, it'll only be 59 on the table.
Ronnie's gestured Dennis was almost suggesting the fact the cloth wasn't on tight enough there. He was trying to push it along with his fingers.
Well, he was doing it there at the middle pocket. He was pushing at the cloth. It's quite a skilled job, putting a cloth on a snooker table. Yeah, he's still looking at things, but it's unusual. He was.
68.
Have a look at this. He's, you know, just checking to see if the cloth's slightly loose there, but he shouldn't be thinking about that.
Well, the standard of this match, I've got to be perfectly honest, is the best we've had. I mean, both
69.
players are scoring. Both players have had more than 50 breaks in each frame. Once again, he's gesturing that the cloth is not on tight enough, suggesting they may be a bit loose, which obviously would slow the table down. But I honestly think he's hitting the ball fabulous, and so is Barry.
75.
That was the sort of thing Ray Reardon used to do now and again, just check the cushions to make sure there was rubber underneath the cloth.
Yeah, JV used to do that, didn't he? When they were coming, the cushions didn't bounce very well, they'd squeeze them. It was never John's fault, you know. It was always the table. Oh, what a shame. No century, but the standard is kept the same throughout this match. Breaks of 50 or more in each frame, and Ronnie O'Sullivan levels the game at 3-all.
Say, look what he's done. Maybe there's no easy pot. That's very tight, and he's not directly in behind it.
This is the error of the safety shot. Ronnie's playing the more difficult of reds. He feels if he was directly behind it, he could pot the red. We showed you it would go off one cushion, but he's decided to play the more difficult red and played it nicely.
There's Ronnie just roughing that tip
6.
up. I remember Ray Reardon used to give him a tip that he could put in his, or a file he could put in his pocket. He couldn't put that file in his pocket. The great Ray Reardon used to always carry a little file that he kept in his waistcoat pocket.
Fourteen.
Seems like 15. Only 5 minutes ago that Barry Hawkins led 3-2. There's a chance now he could be going behind again. But I think having trailed 2-0, I think the key thing was just to get a foothold in the match. He wouldn't have minded, obviously, as long as he won at least 3 frames of the session. He's looking at a lot more, obviously, but you know, just stay with Ronnie, put him under a bit of pressure. And this is the first time Ronnie has been put under pressure in this tournament
22.
so far.
23.
Still plenty of loose reds. There's 6 reds still available. That's why Ronnie's not playing any cannons at this stage.
30.
Well, there's a charming gentleman there, Hugh Edwards, the BBC News presenter, and his son Sammy, who I met in the corridor at the interval. He loves to come along to the Crucible, big snooker fan. I think he's a bit of a Terry Griffiths fan, possibly because he's from Llanelli.
Won't be enjoying this attacking play then, will he?
31.
He's engrossed, isn't he?
This now developing to be an excellent chance again for O'Sullivan. Obviously with his great pal here who's been here
37.
for the 17 days. The renowned artist Damien Hirst in Ronnie's corner. And there he is. Looking very intent, isn't he? I'm sure that he's probably a little bit nervous for the first time for his pal, having seen how well Hawkins is playing.
Yeah.
Thanks. 38. $44.
Yeah, you could hear a pin drop in the Crucible at the moment. As we mentioned earlier,
45.
most of this crowd thought it was going to be one-way traffic, the way Ronnie O'Sullivan has been playing. But that man in the background there, Barry Hawkins, had got other ideas, and he's played 3
51.
terrific frames.
$52.
It's all about the little cannon this time, as to whether he clinches the frame with one visit.
Yes, it could definitely go wrong, couldn't it, this this cannon here? He could stick on the pack, so he has to hit the red on the left half ball. Hit it half ball. Make sure he didn't stick on the pack. And okay, he wouldn't have known he'd been pushing that red over the middle. He would have expected to be on one in the corner, but he'll take
59.
that. The standard continues 50 or above in every single frame.
60. $66. $67. $72.
The frame safe. So Ronnie can concentrate on making another century. He's made 7 so far this year. We've had 47 in total. But just listen to this. This man has made 689 century breaks.
81.
Incredible. Crucible centuries, Willie, he's made 125.
Well, there's some players in the top 60 at the moment that haven't made 125 centuries in their
88.
career. And he's made 125 here at the Crucible.
59. $95. 96.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
103.
Terrific century break, the first of this year's final. And how well did he cue that with the rest? Where's that cue ball going?
111.
Well, surely even Ronnie O'Sullivan can't fault the green. Don't put it past him, though. It's a thin one. Not quite. He won't bother about that. That was a magnificent century break. What a response from the Rocket. In a matter of no time at all, he's back into the lead with the aid of that century break. 4 frames to 3. Only going to cost him 4 points, though. Last frame of this session. Ronnie won't be taking any careless shots on. You want to win the session 5-3. That's what you set out to do over a long match. Look at the average frame time, under 14 minutes. Terry Griffiths there that was talking with Jason. Used to take Terry 14 minutes to break off sometimes.
Harsh, but true. Well, Barry's can get through to the potting angle of this red, but he can't. There's no value in potting at all. He's just thinking if he just pushes it towards the black cushion and leave the cue ball very near this cushion. But the way Ronnie's cueing at the minute, he might take the red on that's behind the black. So he's got to be careful here. If he just drags it, he'll be leaving that red on. Just trying to slow the cue ball down, but that red will be on behind the back of the cushion. Tempter.
It's a tempter, but he's going to get over for the blue if he pots it. Well, you could say he got over for the blue, and he got perfectly on the blue. You won't see many better shots than this. Have a look at this. Powered it into the pocket. The pot was difficult enough, but to finish the correct side of the blue, well, that was even better.
Six. 7.
This was his pot. Have a look at the white. He hit it that hard, the white bounced right in the air. So it just shows you how accurate the players are with their cueing. Look at that, it bounced at least 3 or 4 times, and the red bounced.
Absolutely. But he's just cueing so well. I mean, his position throughout this tournament has been as good as it's ever been. Okay, his long potting wasn't as good in the early matches, but that's started to come back now. And there's another wonderful shot. He's got the pink in play now, so he doesn't have to worry about the black.
15.
Just wonder when the pink goes
16.
back onto its own spot, whether there'll be enough room for the pink to be available. There's bringing the pink into play, always thinking all the time, just needs one of the colours in play. Doesn't mind if they're both not in play, long as one is. Now, when the pink goes back into its own spot, it'll definitely be available in the right-hand corner, but is it available into the left-hand middle? And there's your answer freely.
22.
So this is an excellent chance now for Ronnie to open up a 2-frame lead for the second time in the match.
23.
Because the frames have gone
29.
so quickly, the players will have a couple of
30.
hours, 2.5 hours or so to relax before this evening session.
$35. 36.
Going to come up a little bit short on the blue, but he has got the loose red. He's got a choice of shots here. He can go into the bunch, which he probably will do. Watch the side when it hits the two cushions. No, didn't catch it as he wanted. He might still be on this red, so a little bit of good fortune.
41.
Oh, very much so. Once he's caught the jaw, the cue ball could have finished anywhere. And Barry, as you see there, just dropped his head, just caught that jaw. He was playing two cushions into the back of that cluster of 6, but now he's on this red. He could get an angle on the colour. He'll still have to play a cannon. Now, where's the cue ball going to finish? Half ball green would be nice. It's amazing.
42.
When you're playing well, it's amazing, isn't it? Everything finishes perfect. I mean, half ball yellow or green can take you into the pack.
Stick. That's the angle he's looking at. And that's freed the black also.
44.
That's a bonus. But he played the shot beautifully, and now he can just cannon the red, leave the black on. So it was a
45.
bonus when he freed the black, but he deserved it because he played the yellow so well.
Well, it's amazing. He played 3 shots on the trot where a little bit of fortune was involved, and every time it finished perfect. I'm sure when Barry sat down, he thought, well, he can't
52.
clear up now with the pack all tied up, black tied up. 2 shots later, everything's in open play.
53.
I'll tell you what, for a table that's not supposed to be playing all that well, have a look at the breaks the players
60.
have made. It looks to be beautiful from my point of view.
61.
Barry's had 88, 81, 45 and 50. Ronnie's had 74, 92, 76, 113, and this is some standard, Willie, isn't it?
66.
Well, we were thinking that Barry could possibly take a lead into the session when he led 3-2 for the first time, and we thought, well, can Barry win the session 5-3? All of a sudden, Ronnie O'Sullivan seemed to change gear.
67.
One of the few players in the game who can do that, and won 3 frames on the trot in some 20 minutes.
$72. 73.
This break has just been absolutely perfect.
We told you in the last frame, 48 centuries we've had. Ronnie's had 8. It looks
81.
like a certain century here, Willie. Terrific to watch, isn't it?
Well, this crowd have been absolutely thrilled the way that both players have played, not just O'Sullivan. We keep
88.
saying everybody's worried about how Barry Hawkins would play, having struggled yesterday. But
89.
the standard of this session has been probably one of the best sessions we've had at the Crucible this year.
$95. 97.
Back-to-back centuries for the Rocket.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, what a shame. What a wonderful session of snooker. Most of the Crucible audience standing. An excellent session from both players. O'Sullivan in great form, 2 centuries to finish. And O'Sullivan goes into the second session this evening, leading by 5 frames to 3.
What a terrific.
Wonderful shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Particularly when you're bridging over that middle pocket. Difficult hitting down on the cue ball, of course, as well. Perfect side of the blue now.
Six. 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 7.
Stephen Hendry in the studio just mentioned that Ronnie always looks a little bit out of sorts sitting in the chair, and he could more than likely come on and make a century.
14.
Well, I wonder how true those words could be in a few moments, because these balls are perfect.
15.
And it's a very important time in the match, this. He doesn't want to go behind for the second time. He was behind at 3-2. He's been in front ever since.
22. $23.
Yeah, getting the awkward red out straight away. One close to the back cushion. Just frees up the black, particularly the cue ball, using that back cushion for positional play.
30. $31.
Well, I'm sure that boxing fans would have watched Floyd Mayweather last night winning a very, very close fight where they keep kind of punching and counter-punching. This is one of those matches, Ken, isn't it? Whatever somebody throws at somebody, somebody comes back at him.
39.
Yeah, it's great stuff, isn't it? Gonna need one good split on the reds. Possible break on 145. Ronnie won't be worried about that just yet. He wants to win the frame in this position first. Needs one good split to get ready for the counter-attack, and that looks okay, as long as he's not too straight on this red
46.
into the right centre. Does he have an angle to get up top side of the blue? Cued it nicely, and it's perfect. It's a wonderful camera angle.
$52.
Just looking to see if you can get through the gap of these two reds, because it'll certainly be the easier with the reds, but as you can see there, it's tight. Have a look at this little picture here. It's very, very tight. I thought he'd be playing that red because he's got a little bit of work to do with this cue ball. Just send it around the back of the red.
53.
And the reason it's a little bit of work, it was easy to overscrew that. As it happens, because that's the perfect angle to kiss onto the red next to the pink. Well, he's playing a hold it, but that's still the same thing. He just played up into that area. Beautiful break this, Ken, isn't it?
Yes, he's been absolutely inch
60.
perfect. Average frame time, less than 15 minutes.
61. $68. $69.
The round of applause from this knowledgeable, crucible audience tells you that Ronnie O'Sullivan has just passed the snooker's required stage now. How big can this century be? 133, the last frame from Barry Hawkins, the biggest of the match so far. This could be eclipsed in about 3 or 4 minutes' time.
75.
Possible 141, but he'd be taking the pink, so possible 140.
$81. 82. $89. 90.
There you see it, 8 blacks, 1 pink, 3 blues. This has been absolutely top quality stuff.
Come on, Ronnie. $97. 98.
Yes, great cheer from the Crucible crowd. Ronnie's 10th century of this tournament so far.
Well, what a shame he didn't eclipse the previous break of 133, but Barry Hawkins missed one long shot. It cost him the frame. The standard is superb. It's O'Sullivan now leading 8-7. It's 1 frame, and he has done virtually since the opening frame of the match. But once again, nothing easy for Ronnie here. Far too thick, this mistake with this safety shot. When you consider he's trying to get the cue ball back into baulk, okay, without kissing the red, it would only just gone past the blue spot. Once again, O'Sullivan was sensing danger in the previous frame. He made 103. Barry can only smile, knowing that he's just played a couple of loose ones in the last couple of frames.
Straight away, attacking the red just above the
6.
black to free up that black straight away. I'm not quite sure whether he has the perfect angle to stay in the black here. I have to go back up for blue.
7.
Yeah, would have loved to be in straighter on that red. He's going to need another good positional shot here. Red on the right hand side cushion just making this a little more awkward. No, this, well, just needed to just miss that middle pocket.
11.
Yeah, here we see it. Just needed to miss that. Hit the cushion first and then skip by that middle pocket. But he's been very disciplined, trying to keep the pressure on Barry Hawkins.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 11.
Yeah, he won't be too happy with that safety shot. I want to go behind the green and close to the ball cushion.
You can see him bemoaning in the safety shot, suggesting once again the table was playing a little slower than he expected, but having commentated on all the tournament, the table looks to be the same speed as the other two, but obviously Ronnie's out there, he would know exactly what's happening. Clearly there, made sure he hit the safety shot a little bit harder, and unfortunately for him, it stuck a red over the corner, albeit dead straight. Now, Barry has not potted one of these long straight ones for 2 or 3 shots. This is a tough one. Yes, always missable those. Always missable. Just lost his way for a second. Having made 1-3-3, Ken, you thought he'd really got a foothold in this final and a chance to put Ronnie under pressure, and he just hasn't done it the last frame and a half.
He's normally so good at that shot. He stays so still, but you saw from his back arm, just a little bit of movement there. And that's why he's trying to put a bit more pace into the cue ball, just to bring it back a couple of inches to be high on the black.
One.
Just have a look at his back arm there. Yeah, you just see the little bit of movement, and that's why he's just come across the cue ball. And that's why he subsequently missed that red. Another excellent opportunity now for Ronnie.
Seven.
And this is where
14.
Ronnie is really good. Puts the heat on his opponent.
15.
Once he gets his nose in front, a couple of frames, he's very, very difficult to stop.
22. 23.
There's another
30.
one that's just slightly got away. Is he on this red? It's very close. Oh, great shot. 31. Excellent shot, but again, short of pace on the blue. Gonna need another good shot here to get back on one of these loose reds. It's not bad. Not absolutely perfect. You see he's a bit straight on this black. Needs a lot of power again. Needs to slow up. Just
44. 45.
Everything's going into the heart of the pocket at the moment. Barry Hawkins posed
50.
a few questions when he made that wonderful century break. Well, Ronnie, at the moment, is coming back with the answers.
Yes, Barry went in front 3-2, and Ronnie made breaks of 76, 113 and 100 in about half an hour. Barry just showed signs again. He was getting control with 83 and 33.
60.
Ronnie all of a sudden is going to be streaking 2 frames clear
61.
again. But remember, there's 9 frames this evening. This is not the last frame. There's one more to go. And it'll be interesting to see what will happen. Of course, Ronnie could be taking a 3-frame lead into tomorrow's afternoon session.
67. 68.
And you see the break. 6 blacks, 1 pink, 2 blues. This has been superb because he's had to go in and out of balk.
75.
He's had to pull out a couple of tough pots and tough positional
76.
shots. But he's kept the break going wonderfully. And at the moment, he's just moving through the gears.
83.
Still a few sighs and moans and groans. He's still not completely happy. But at the moment, everything he's looking at is going into the pocket.
84. 86. 88.
Well, this has been an incredible standard so far. This is going to be 3 centuries in a row.
91.
There's a little exhibition shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
95.
Century number 52 of this year's World
100.
Championship. Number 11 for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
106.
Well, he misses the black, but he
106
won't
on the
be
frame.
bothered. 106 break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He puts another frame on the board and now goes into a 2 frames to lead. It's 9 frames to 7.
His dad out
Barry
here
Hawkins to break.
trying to defend his world title. Well, it's a pretty good length for the breakout shot, but there is a red for Ronnie to take on. But I must say that last frame, I thought Barry Hawkins was sensational. To come back and make a 90 break after losing the frame before was quite special. Now can Ronnie knock a long pot in here? Of course he can.
1.
Just shows the importance really of that break-off shot. He got a good length, but nothing safe when the players are potting like this.
You've got to find the top cushion, don't you? And he was very close to finding the top cushion there, but Ronnie was able to play the shot to nothing. He's on the choice of green or yellow. The green would have held better position. The 2 reds to the right of the pink look easy to get onto from the green. He's actually looking at playing the deep screw now and trying to get onto the 2 reds above the black, which you wouldn't blame him because if he gets on those nicely. Well, still playing the same shot to run through this time, but left-handed running through, not bound to get perfect position. But that's okay.
Three. Four.
When he switches hands, it's quite amazing. He just looks so comfortable. Few players in the years gone by, people like Fred Davis. Well, myself, I used to switch hands because I didn't like the rest, but I tell you what, I couldn't. I could only play some shots left-handed.
12.
This fella can make century breaks with his opposite hand. And you're coming right in behind Ronnie O'Sullivan as he slots that black in.
$19. $20. $27.
Ronnie, as ever, leaving
28.
an angle on the black, albeit there is a loose red he can play for in the middle if he wants, but we know the key is here to not hit one of those reds full ball, but he's playing for the loose one. I'd Ronnie to do that. He probably feels there's a better opportunity from possibly the blue or the yellow
35.
to go into the bunch. Probably because that pack was a little bit flat at the back there, didn't fancy sticking on one of those reds.
He didn't drop on this red as he intended. He's got a little bit more to do with the cue ball to get a good angle on the blue.
36.
You made that look easy.
Well, that's a terrific shot.
As Willie said, it was difficult to go into them from the black, but to come in off 2 cushions and open them like that was a bit special. Already 41 points in the lead. It doesn't take him long to win a frame.
Yes, it seems every time that Barry does something special, like he did in the previous game and like he did in frames 13 and 14 with 80 and 133, all of a sudden Ronnie seems to think, oh, I've got to put the foot on the gas again. But every credit to Barry Hawkins for competing and competing well, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility he can still win the match. Obviously this frame looks like it possibly could disappear.
47. $48.
Already 55 ahead, so not that many more pots needed to open up a 4-frame advantage.
56.
We talk about Ronnie being such a natural player, and not only the way he pots balls, he just seems to fall into position as he walks around the table. He just seems to just be absolutely perfect. You know, he doesn't have any shuffling around. And
62.
I know it's possible that Ronnie has probably played better at some time or another here at the Crucible, but I think this year especially a lot of players have been struggling with their position, but Ronnie O'Sullivan's position all this 2 weeks of this Betfair World Championship has been pinpoint. I think that's the key difference to this, isn't it? I mean, we know he's a great player, but his cue ball control has been immense.
70. $76. 77.
if he could make a century here, he would equal the highest number of centuries made in a final. It'll be 5. He's got a difficult red though near the cushion.
84. 85. 92. 93.
'And he's absolutely perfect on the difficult red.
99. 100.
Wow, that is unbelievable. That's his 12th century in this year's World Championship. He made 12 last year when he lifted the crown.
108.
And what a sensational break this has been. Not a lot Barry Hawkins could do about this.
111.
He got a reasonably good break-off shot close to the cushion. Ronnie knocked a long red in. End of frame.
115.
This could equal Barry's high break of the match to 133.
120.
And this is another record he's taken away from Stephen Hendry now. He's made the most centuries here at the Crucible. And now he's made more centuries in a final than Stephen Hendry.
Well, it doesn't get any better than that. He just got half a chance and he knocked the lot in. That was a fabulous 133 break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's back to 4 in front again at 13-9. He can play this one, but will he play it with a bit of pace or try and drop it in, get a bit of safety if he misses? Played it with a pace. Nothing wrong with that as long as it doesn't go over the middle pocket.
Barry Hawkins 7.
He's got a good cue ball, as you can see. If you were right in behind that red, you could pot it into the left middle pocket, but close to the cushion. Still tried it, but that was near enough impossible from that position.
Oh, nice angle to get onto the black, but it's too dangerous. That's the reason he's queuing back, queuing with bottom on the ball to take the ball back into baulk. I mean, the easier pot would be to roll it in, but if he'd have missed it, he'd have left the two reds that are behind the black spot in the right-hand corner. Lovely angle there, but it was risky to get onto the black. Very rarely these days you see top players play a double, but that's a double that could be the catalyst of making a rather large break in this this last frame of the afternoon session.
Funny enough, that double was his first pot for 18 minutes, and he's got an angle to get up to the red above the blue.
Three.
The last frame of the last session, I've never seen Ronnie concentrate so hard to take it. He played some unbelievable tactical play and little snookers, and he knew the importance of opening up that 3-frame advantage. He's doing the same here.
Four.
He's going to be hampered. Maybe tied up, and the way he's finished on this red, he couldn't do anything else
11.
when he just dropped that in. He's just looking to see if he could possibly pot the black. What a bonus that would be. We'll find out shortly whether it pots. Ronnie thinks
12.
it will.
Just enough room to hit the red that's directly above the black. And that's turned out to be perfect. And this looks like a chance now to win the frame. Just
19.
Just move that red just above the black, just by a fraction, which made the black easier to get onto now. When he's shaking his head, maybe he feels that the angle he has on the red is not perfect.
Yeah, I think he's worried if he cannons the other red that he'd go out of position, but he should be okay. Well, he didn't risk playing for the black, so
20.
he's perfect on the blue. So he took the element of risk out of it there, Willie.
Great shot, wasn't it? I've got to be honest, I thought he'd play for the black, but he thought he could have flicked that red towards the black and maybe not on it, but he's absolutely perfect on the blue.
It's taken Ronnie over 3.5 minutes for this break.
25.
Because he's taking his time. He knows the importance of it. Which is incredible when you think back
26.
to that maximum break in 1997 when he made it in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. It'll never be equalled in the history of the game, that.
Slightly, you'd like to have been exactly straight on this red, but there's a gap in between the two reds to screw across and play
31.
the black into the right-hand corner. I presume it pots in there. Not too sure they can get onto it in the same pocket. No, could hold it for that
32.
pocket, so this is a great chance now to win this frame and take a 5-frame lead.
94% pot success rate. That is going some, I can tell you.
Yeah, the boys were saying in the studio, weren't they, that Barry Hawkins with a 90%, 91% pot success rate would have beaten most players in the tournament. He's unlucky to have played Ronnie O'Sullivan in top form.
39.
Yeah, it would have beaten most normal players.
40.
Because the angle he has, he may risk playing the cannon onto the red and pink at exactly the same time, which pushes them both out of the way. There it is, little cannon to bring them both out of the way. Perfect on the red.
47.
Looks like he may have to go for the blue here, but that shouldn't prove a problem.
48.
And we talk about his positional play again, and he's just absolutely perfect every time. One of the sessions against Stuart Bingham, I watched it back at the hotel. It was as good a session as I've ever seen Ronnie play. He has played some fabulous sessions of snooker.
Just shows you the standard Barry needed
53.
to play. He's made 5 breaks over 40 in this session this afternoon in the 8 frames, and is only going to win 3 of them.
54.
He's going to need one more red to make absolutely certain of this final frame of this session.
60.
And the red above the 2 is available. So it's going to be 15-10, but I'll tell you what, it's far from finished.
65.
Barry Hawkins will have something to say this evening, you would feel. If he gets a chance, that
66.
Once again, this break didn't look on when he started. The black was pretty surrounded by a lot of reds. It finished low on the first 2 or 3 blacks. The pink was out of commission because the reds were around it as well. And he's made 73 and counting, which could possibly end up being the 54th century of the tournament and the 13th for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Another exhibition position shot. The break goes to 81.
82.
It's all about the tricky red along the cushion as to whether he gets another century.
If he does, of course, it'll extend the winning centuries in the final to 6.
90.
He's got to get nicely on the green. Has he got an angle to get over in behind it?
97.
Doesn't appear so, does it? So the green at distance for a century.
99.
Well, stand by, genius at work. Another excellent century break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's 6th in this final. And he looks totally zoned in.
Well, we've seen Stephen Fry there. We've seen Damien Hirst with a big smile on his face. This is fabulous to watch.
117.
Well, this has been a wonderful session of snooker. Barry Hawkins would be sitting there thinking, how on earth have I only won 3 frames? I've played great. But that's what happens when you play a player at the top of his form. The audience stand up, a standing ovation from this crucible crowd. Ronnie O'Sullivan taking what could be an unassailable lead into the final tonight. He leads by 15 frames to 10.
Because it was a complete mishit.
Yes, if he gets the pot, he goes round the back of the black, and you don't expect to hit them that poorly. I think he can get through to the red as near as the pocket.
8.
No, I'm afraid he can't. There you can see it's not on. So he's got 2 more good shots to play to get back into position. Needs to get back on the... Oh, goodness me, he's missed that by a mile.
Barry Hawkins, 8.
That's a shame because he cued so beautifully in the opening 2 frames. I don't know whether he got a bad... Well, I can only presume he must have got a bad contact because he did miss that by more than you could imagine. I think that was a bad contact.
Six. 7. 14.
He'll free
15.
the black pocket off the next shot and then off the next red. He'll be leaving an angle on the black to go into the pack. It's not great because the red directly above the black is not under position. Maybe how to get low on that red to bring other reds into play. We'll just see what angle he leaves himself on this next black.
22. 23.
Unless the one pots that's just below the pink, he'll be going into them. And there's another example of how to stun into the pack. Okay, he would like Barry a couple of shots, a couple of frames ago. A little
30.
unlucky not to be on anything easier. Couldn't have played that shot better. Split them beautifully. Stephen mentioned you don't really worry till somebody gets to 17. It looks like Ronnie O'Sullivan could get to 17 at this visit.
Yeah, it's been a case of 1 step forward,
38.
2 steps back in this final for Barry Hawkins. He just can't seem to win that 3rd or 4th frame in a row. Just to really get into this match. He's drawn level once at 7-7. Apart from that, he's just never been able to get close enough
39.
to really put the pressure on Ronnie.
In the whole tournament, O'Sullivan
44.
only been behind once, and that was when Barry Hawkins won 3 frames on the trot to go from 2-0 to 3-2 in front, and that's the only time Ronnie's
45.
been behind. Every time, as Stephen mentioned, that Barry Hawkins is threatened, Ronnie's suddenly found another gear.
Yeah, it's a sign of greatness. It separates the good players
52.
from the great.
$53. 58.
Choice of reds, one in the corner, one in the middle. Needs red colour, red to be sure of winning this frame and going to the interval at 2-all, and that didn't look like that was going to happen after the first two and a bit frames. Barry Hawkins hadn't missed a ball until the red on the cushion, which has cost him dearly.
$59.
Won't be playing, I want to think, for the red on the cushion because it's missable. That's why he's played for the red in open play, to make sure of the frame.
66.
Well, it's produced again. There's his family and friends. They'll be absolutely delighted the way when his back's against the wall, he's produced every single time.
74. 75.
Well, his son's in the crowd, his family and friends. Robbie and Debbie Corrigan. I don't know if that was Ronnie Jr.
81.
Just give him a little cheer there. He knows the frame's safe now.
82.
This is just wonderful snooker, isn't it? This 4 frames has been absolutely top draw.
$88.
Well, what a shame. I thought O'Sullivan was going to make a century.
88 on the
But
frame.
what a fabulous 4 frames of
Ronnie
snooker.
O'Sullivan.
127, 66, 77 and 88. O'Sullivan looking good now. He leads 17-12.
A round of applause from Ronnie Jr. He's just overscrewed that slightly, but it's a little cutback. And it's there. How's the cannon? It's not bad. He's got the one to the middle pocket. If he can't see this one to the left corner, well, if he can see the one to the left corner, Barry knows that this is a great chance for Ronnie.
9.
I know there's a long way to go, but great champions usually finish in style.
16. 17.
You know, John, when you speak at dinners and that, and I usually do a little thing, who's the 3 greatest players that's ever played the game of snooker?
22.
And 2 of them are sitting in the studio. And since 1990,
23.
I said Stephen Hendry overtook the great Steve Davis as the greatest player that ever played. And I had Ronnie at number 3. But if he goes on to win this year's World Championship, I'd have to put him at the top of the list and say that he is the
28.
greatest player that's ever picked a cue up. My personal opinion.
Yeah, and I think the other 2 players you've mentioned will agree with
29.
you. The most natural talent the game has ever seen, there's no doubt. Somebody said to me the other day that if Ronnie wins the World Championship, what does that say about the other players? I said, well, all they can
36.
do is just say that they played in an era of greatness.
37.
And that's Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, he's the defending champion. He's won it on 4 occasions. It's looking good for a 5th
44.
at the moment, but he has a few more to pot yet. But it has to be said,
45.
Barry Hawkins in this final has been superb. He really has put up a fantastic display. And if he had been up against any other player, he could quite easily have been in front, John.
He's played absolutely marvellous, and I think really this will have done Barry the world of good. I know he'd be disappointed if he was to lose, but boy, has he proved to everybody who loves snooker that he is going to be a major contender in many, many World Championships.
50.
He's a great match player, and he's proved that he's got a great temperament. Ronnie just having a quick look at the scoreboard. 50 points, the lead, 75 remaining. So just needs 3 of these remaining reds to be sure.
I'm
51.
sure Ronnie will say that Dr. Steve Peters has been a big help to him throughout this year's World Championship. He really has Ronnie in a very positive frame of mind. He's got him mentally in a very happy place, and that's the gentleman
54.
sitting there on the right, leaning on his knees.
55.
Ronnie does go and stay with him. He's got a room in his house that Ronnie can use. And this has been absolutely fantastic. Ronnie
60.
Jr., well, they're all very pleased.
And as you say, Dennis, like the true champion, he's finishing in style. We love the way he plays. And there's the little fist pump. Well done, Ronnie.
68.
And the thing to remember is that we love
69.
watching him play. And let's hope that this could just give him that urge to carry on.
Yeah, we don't want to hear Ronnie saying he's going to retire. The game needs Ronnie O'Sullivan, and it's very rarely you see that from
75.
the Rocket, but he must be
76.
feeling so good inside. But once again, Barry Hawkins has played his part in this year's World Championship. But this man has done something very, very special here this year. And listen to the crowd.
84.
If he could get a century, it would be a record. It's not going to be a century, but what a fantastic defence of his World Championship. A lot of people didn't think Ronnie O'Sullivan could do it. And Barry Hawkins coming along and congratulates him. What a smashing